Welcome to Bucharest. So this is the final stop in our Romania trip, and we're going to be spending the next week in this capital city. In this video, we're going to show you the coolest things we saw, the best things we ate, and if you stay tuned to the end, we'll give you a tour of our Airbnb and a breakdown of all of our expenses. So our next stop is what is said to be one of the most beautiful and, well, really most well-known bookstores in the world.
Bucharest has a very interesting mix of architecture, from Orthodox churches to Art Nouveau buildings and big communist block apartments. There is always something interesting to see around every corner. After checking out some more of the beautiful architecture, we decided it was time to get something to eat.
Yeah, so we came over to restaurant Vatra, which has traditional Romanian food. I got the pork belly with polenta and garlic sauce, and it was so delicious.
And I got the pork schnitzel, which is also very good.
Yeah, very good sized portions and pretty fair prices as well. The restaurant had a lot of very traditional decoration, and it was very cute. Yeah.
So we decided to come to a nearby park to walk off some of the calories from lunch.
Yeah, I'm really surprised given the fact that the high temperature today I think is like 55. The number of people that are at the park. It is a Sunday, and they have these like rowboat rentals and paddle boats, and tons of people are out there. Everybody's having a good time.
So behind us is Revolution Square, which commemorates the revolution of Romania in 1989.
Yeah, and around this area are some very impressive buildings. They have the National Palace, as well as some museums and some fantastic statues. So we're going to continue to walk around, take some photos, and just enjoy it.
Behind us now is the Romanian Athenaeum, which was built in 1888.
It may look like you can't go in when you first arrive because the front doors are all locked, but if you go around the right side of the building, it's just 15 lei to check out the inside, which was totally worth it. It is absolutely gorgeous. The entryway is all marble and carved. The ceiling is so impressive. And then once you get past the stairs, you actually can go in to the actual like concert hall part, which they still do have concerts there. So if you want to, you can get a ticket for a show in the evening, but we're just checking it out during the day.
Next, we headed to Victoria Passage, which is Instagram famous due to its beautiful umbrella-covered walkway. After, we visited Macavilla Cross Passage, which is known for its nightlife, including many bars and hookah lounges.
We came to this little dessert shop that has a bunch of traditional Romanian desserts, and I honestly don't know the name of everything we got. First, we have this cake, which seems like it's been steeped in like a syrup and then has a cream inside. We also have this little pistachio cake, and then these little nut things. It looks like they're filled with some kind of chocolate cream, so we're gonna try them. right, so first we'll try this. Oh, it's definitely soaked in a syrup. That's really good. It's very refreshing. It has like a nice citrusy lemon flavor. I really like that. All right, next we'll try this. So that kind of reminds me of like the cookie form of a Ferrero Rocher. It has like a nutty, chocolatey cream in the inside. Really delicious. And last we have a little pistachio mousse cake here. Oh, there's like chocolate and cherries and pistachio. She said that was no sugar added, and it is my favorite because it is the least sweet. It's just very creamy and very nutty, very delicious.
So we made it to the Bucharest Fountains, which is known to have one of the most beautiful choreographed water displays in the world.
Yes, but unfortunately that water display only happens in the evenings through like late spring, summer, and very early fall. So we're not here at the right time of year for that. The display fountains are completely empty right now. Luckily, the really impressive fountain in the center is still going, but I would definitely like to come back and see the water show at some point. Today is day 2 of exploring Bucharest, and our first stop is to visit Romania's Palace of Parliament.
And this building is actually the heaviest building in the world, clocking in at over 9 billion pounds. It's also the largest legislative building in the world. Construction of this building was started in 1984 and finished in 1997.
So let's go get a closer look.
The walk here is gorgeous. They have a beautiful tree-lined boulevard.
Yeah, it was a really nice walk, and you don't really appreciate how big this building is until you get closer to it. It is absolutely massive, and it's beautiful, but it was kind of a sad waste of money. It was built by a pretty horrible communist dictator, and even today, 70% of the building is completely empty and not used at all. So it is just kind of a money drain at this point. But from what I read online, they do have 3 museums inside, so we're going to see if we can actually get inside.
We just walked the extra 750 meters to get to the visitor's entrance, and we talked to a security guard and found out that the museum is closed.
Yeah, we've noticed that a lot of museums here seem closed. Also in the Royal Palace, there were a couple museums, but one in particular that we wanted to do, you could see the throne room as well as like the Royal Hall and the like beautiful staircase. And it said it was closed from October 15th through the 20th. And then again from the 22nd on. Well, it just so happens the 21st and is a Monday, and the museum is always closed on Mondays. So I don't know if they're just doing renovations because it's kind of getting towards the off season, but it doesn't look like we're going to get to go in very much. There is a sign posted here that does say that the museums are closed, but you can arrange for a private tour, but you have to like call ahead and bring your passport, and it seems like it's a bit of a process, so that's not something we'll be doing, but we'll put the information here, so if you want to try, you can.
We just made it up the hill to the Patriarchal Cathedral.
Unfortunately, it does look like there's some kind of event going on or service. There's a big line that wraps around the side, so I don't think we're going to be able to go in, but it is very beautiful.
So we figured out there were two lines. One was to go kiss some relic, I think it was, and to be blessed by a priest, and the other one was to get into the church. So we got in that line. Yeah,
a lot of people were bringing flowers, lighting candles, and they were also kissing some of the figures inside the church. We didn't film or take any photos in there out of respect, but wow, let me just tell you, that is the most beautiful Orthodox church we have ever been in, even like Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, and through the rest of Romania. Every single inch of that church is hand painted. From the top of the ceiling all the way down to the floor. There's a ton of gold and silver foil. The whole front is just detailed carved gold. It is so incredibly beautiful. It is definitely worth the hike up the hill to see.
So we have a restaurant reservation at 3:30, and we're both getting kind of hungry. So we stopped here at Luca for a snack.
Yes, we noticed that a ton of people were walking around with Luca bags, and so we thought we'd try for ourselves. David got the Luca Traditional,
which is, I think it's ham and cheese. So that's got a pretzel consistency and some poppy seeds on it. Tastes pretty good. It's got ham and cheese in it.
Mine is supposed to have a hot dog as well as cheese and I think mustard and ketchup. So, that is really good. The hot dog is like a very high quality hot dog. It has like a lot of spices and seasoning in it. And the cheese is really good, and it is like a pretzel bun. I actually love this thing. It is great, and the price was super cheap.
So first we stopped by St. Anthony's Church.
And now behind us is St. Demetrius's church. Both of these Orthodox churches we were able to go into and to film, which was nice. We've still got a little bit before our reservation, so I think we're just going to continue to walk around the Old Town.
So last night we went to a branch of the brewery we went to in Brasov. I think it's called Shiggy Shore. I think I pronounced that perfectly.
Shiggy Shore, yeah, definitely. We nailed it.
So I had a pork knuckle that was boneless. It was pretty good. It also had a horseradish sauce.
Yeah, that was very yummy. I got the burger, which was also good. And we had 3 each of their brown ale, which we absolutely love. And even though we had 3 each plus our entrees, the total was still super reasonable. Today we have a reservation at another brewery that is super well known here in Bucharest. I believe it's the oldest brewery in Bucharest, and its main hall is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous and kind of themed after like that German style beer hall. So we're definitely excited to go there. As I mentioned before, you do have to make reservations online if you want to sit inside. This restaurant is even more beautiful than I had anticipated, so very happy with that. I did end up getting their house beer. David got the Kozel dark beer, and then we ordered the house specialty, which is meant to be shared between 2 people. This is the slow roasted pork knuckle. You can see that it comes with cooked cabbage. We've got pickles, and then on this side we have fresh horseradish as well as some polenta and some peppers. The skin is super crispy and I am excited.
Just finished our amazing lunch. That pork knuckle on the menu, it says it's for 2 hungry people.
And apparently we weren't quite hungry enough. We did manage to finish the pork knuckle, but I was really hoping to try their papanache, which are supposed to be very good, and we absolutely could not fit them. So overall, today was a great day. We saw lots of churches, we did a lot of walking, and in the end, we did a lot of eating.
One thing to know about Bucharest is that if you come on a Monday or Tuesday, almost all the museums are closed.
Yeah, so since today is a Tuesday and we kind of did everything we could Monday that was still open, we're going to go ahead and head to the local mall. We haven't checked one out in Romania yet, and that's something we love to do in different countries, is to see their shops and their mall setups. Also, we do need to pick up a couple of things. After that, we are going to be headed to a restaurant that was the recommendation of our Bolt driver. He picked us up from the train station and we asked him what his favorite Romanian restaurant was, and he said that it was
Nuke's Inn.
So we're going to try to grab lunch there, and then we're just going to head to the grocery store.
1 hour later.
So the mall that was walkable from downtown didn't have that many stores.
Yeah, it did, however, have a Sephora, so I was able to get some lip gloss, but David wasn't able to find the electronics he was looking for. Now, though, we are starving, so we are going to go ahead and eat, and then maybe we'll get a Bolt to a bigger mall. That definitely is not the biggest or best mall here in Bucharest. There were a ton when I looked on Google Maps, so we'll see what we do later.
We just finished up another amazing lunch.
Yeah, that is one thing. If you've been watching our Romania videos, you might be like, these people love everything they eat. They're always impressed by the food, and it has been the case here in Romania. If you go back and you watch some of our Mexico videos, we were disappointed sometimes. Sometimes the food wasn't that great, but here, everything we've eaten really has been delicious. Here, we started with this really interesting pork skin that was kind of like cut into noodles, and it was seasoned with like
really good,
garlic and onion and lots of salt, and it was very, very tasty. It was a very kind of strange food to order for us. It's not something we're used to eating, but really enjoyed it. Then I got the leg of lamb that had been slow roasted and came with bulgur wheat, which I hadn't had bulgur wheat before, but again, super delicious, well seasoned, cooked perfectly.
I had the mutton meat pie, which was like this huge dumpling kind of thing. Had a very thin, crispy skin on it, and potatoes and tomatoes inside of it. And it came with sour cream and a tomato sauce. Really nice.
Yeah, and that mutton was not too gamey. It had that nice little bit of like, lamey, sheepy kind of flavor, but nothing over the top. And then we finished up with an order of papanache, which she nicely split between the two of us. And here, they do all the papanache in little balls. Like normally it's like a donut and then with a little like donut hole on top of it, but this was all the little round ones, so they were nice and crispy on the outside. And it had the sour cream and then the sour cherry. Very, very good. Overall, again, another home run meal. But now we are actually going to get a bolt over to Mega Mall. It looks like that one is a large and popular mall here in Bucharest. It looks like there are 3 actually very large malls, but Mega Mall is the one we're going with.
This morning we took a bolt outside the city center to Obor Market.
This market is quite large and we're very excited to check it out. But the main reason that we're here is because there is a stall here that is supposed to have the best meats in all of Romania. And we've had quite a few of them, so we're gonna see if this holds true.
Well, the verdict is in. That is the best meat we've had in Romania.
Absolutely. It was the fattiest. It was so juicy. And also it had a very strong like charcoal char grilled flavor. The meats were just 5 lei each, and then the bread roll was 1 lei. So we got 10 meats and 2 bread rolls for a total of 52 lei. So a really great price. Today it looks like they were cash only. I'm not sure if they're always cash only, but that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to come here, which I highly recommend. It's definitely worth the bolt ride out here. The market's beautiful as well, and we're going to continue to check out the vendors on the outside.
After filling up on that delicious meat, we decided to take a bolt to the Arcole de Triomphe, which is a bit out of city center.
Yeah, it is a ways out, but it's definitely worth coming to. There's also a huge park that we're going to walk through, but this is actually modeled after the Arc de Triomphe in Paris and has basically the same dimensions. It is massive, and it was built to commemorate the end of World War I.
So now we've made it into King Mihai Park.
Yeah, this park is absolutely massive, and it has a beautiful Japanese garden, which we're on our way to now, a Michael Jackson memorial, and they have an open air museum that shows like all the kinds of cabins and what life used to be like in different parts of Romania. I think they even have some like displays with different types of traditional clothing. So of course we're gonna check that out as well.
So it's 30 lei per person to get into the Dimitri Gusti Village Museum.
And the little houses that are all over this place are so cute. There are little signs out front. It says from what part of Romania they're from and from the approximate time period that they were built. And all of them are furnished inside. However, each day they rotate out which ones are open. So I think today there's like 10 different ones that we can go into. But I mean, it looks like there's like 100 different little houses here. It is definitely very, very cool. So as I mentioned, this place has over 100 buildings, but what I found out was those are just the marked buildings. There are a ton of other structures, and some of the like houses have like a group of like 4 or 5 houses around them. So like I said, I think there was like 30, actually not 10 that were open. We went into a couple of them, but yeah, it's a lot to see.
You could easily spend a few hours here, but now I think it's beer o'clock.
I agree.
Last year in Riga, Latvia, we visited Pienavashnia, and we were super excited when we found out they had a branch here.
Yeah, they are a Ukrainian company that makes a Ukrainian version of a Romanian kind of sour cherry liqueur. It was super delicious, but even better than liqueur itself is the decor inside their bar area. So we're gonna go ahead inside.
Well, I think we've had enough alcohol, and I think it's time for dinner.
Yeah, so we're actually headed back to a restaurant that we went to on our first night here, Toka, which is known for its Balkan cuisine. So it's not all necessarily Romanian food, but wow, was it amazing food. We'll show you a little bit what we got when we get there. So this was our Airbnb for the past week here in Bucharest. You can see we have a nice little TV set up there, L-shaped couch, little table in front of the window, small kitchen, and there's a washer there. Also fridge and an area to hang up coats and things. Through here is the very large bedroom. You can see we had tons of mirrors and closet space. And then over here, we had an electric fireplace. There actually is a AC unit. Obviously didn't need it this time of year. But you can see a nice comfortable bed with 2 nightstands and a lamp. We had a fan. David had a nice desk space. We had a TV in the bedroom as well, some dresser drawers. And then through here was the bathroom. Which you see how there's like compact corner showers. And there's the sink area. Overall, it was a good stay. We liked it. And now for that cost breakdown. We spent just $316 for 7 nights in that comfortable Airbnb. We spent $57 on transportation, $20 on entertainment, $152 at bars and on alcohol. We spent $436 eating out at all those delicious restaurants. We spent $92 on groceries and just $37 on personal care. That brings the grand total to $1,110, or just $159 per day. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. If you haven't already, check out last week's video where we explore the mountain town of Brasov.